All right, welcome back. Right, so this is a continuation of the previous class. All right, so we had stopped until the HTML lists. All right, so we had seen the all properties of table, and within the table we had made the suitable changes, and also we had also discussed the suitable CSS property that we could do with the tables. And going forward, we are going to be discussing with and the dealing with the HTML lists, and we're gonna do that thing continuation of that. All right, so let's get started, guys. All right, so now let's get into. So now in here, we'll be talking about the HTML lists. All right, so we will say that is, why do we need the visual lists? So the lists to organize information clearly. First thing first. Any information that we do on the website, it should be clear. All right. So it's like you need to organize the information clearly on your website, right? So any website that you can create. Okay. So it should have a proper information, right? So then only we can just say it is informative website as such, right? So now here they are perfect for step-by-step instructions. Lists are like anything that what we see. If I go to the Amazon, if I go to the Flipkart, or if I go to the EPF, or that is EPFO, or if I go to the Facebook, if I go to the Prime Videos, or if I go to the Netflix, or if I go to the HDFC or any other the bank, or if I go to the Gmail, or if I go to Book My Show, anything the website that I go, right? The website should clearly tell the information that what it is all about. And using the HTML lists, we can actually accomplish that things. All right. And in order to accomplish the HTML lists. All right. So as I mentioned last time, there are two ways that we can actually do it. So one is ordered and one more is unordered. So when I say it is ordered, sir, okay. So when I say it is ordered, it should be one to the next, like increasing order from one to the next, one to the next, one to the next, like 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. So like that. So it should be like, continuously increasing the way. That's where we will call it as like ordered list. All right. So as the name itself mentions, that it is ordered. So if I say that is, an HTML, okay, so H as in pronouncing with A, H. So that's why it is coming as like an article. All right. So an HTML ordered list, all right, is created by using the HTML tag. All right. So the name itself says that it's order. I'll take O, list, L. Okay. So I'll take it. So once it is starting with a OL, and obviously it will close with an OL like that. So it will start with a OL and end with a OL. So this is to display the elements. This is to display the elements in an ordered form. All right. So it would be a, things that we can see like ordered. So it should be either numeric or alphabetic. Okay, so alphabetic. All right, and also we have not only alphabetic, or it would be a Roman. All right, so like so numeric is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Okay, so 1 after the 2, 2 after 3, 3 after 4, 4 after 5, like that. All right, so if it is numerical, sorry, if it is alphabetic, it is A, or it is B, or it is C. All right, so not B, it is C. Okay, D, it is E, like that. So if it is Roman, it is like 1. Okay, so 2 and 3. Okay, so 3, and it is 4 and 4 and 5 and 6, like that. So it should be one after the next. Okay, so it would be good if I just type in row wise. Otherwise it is taking too much lines in this particular. So to be precise, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, 8, 9 and the 10, like that. So if it is like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, okay, I, J, K. All right. And if it is Roman like this, all right. So Roman is also one of the ways that we actually, you know, mention the numeric things. All right. Okay, but it should be in ordered. Okay, so it should be ordered. So it is as it is OL, it is unordered list. And within this, we need to take tag called li, and within this li we will be passing the values, and ol will be closed like this. All right, ol will be closed like this. All right, so within this we will pass the values. All right, so I'll say it here, it as like we say it is like item number 1, like that. So what I do is, like, without any further ado, just simply come back to my VS Studio Code, and VS Studio Code we have just simply created 3 HTML files last time. So one is ending with the tables.html, that was the last file. So what do I do is, within my project, okay, so within my project there's HTML online recorded. So within this project, what do I do is I'll create a new folder. So you can have a second option here which says the new folder, right? So click on that, new folder, and I'll say it is like session number 1. The previous one was the session number 1. So in the session 1, so this first HTML, image HTML, and table HTML, I simply, okay, control, how to select, like, select this special hold control, click on it, So just, what is that? Drag and drop into the session 1. It is asking to whether to move or not. Okay, so I'm just moving into. So now we can see the session 1 have all these files. So if I just close this is a folder. So now what do I do is I'll create the second session. This session is like, so I'll say it as like, okay, lists. Hit an enter. So within this lists, I'll create a class. So one class. Okay, so the first class, I'll say it is like ordered. All right, ordered list. I'll say ordered list and dot, it is HTML. Hit and enter. So it's ordered HTML. So exclamatory, hit and enter. So as I said that, okay, so it should be starting with OL, right? It should be starting with the OL. And at the same time, so what do I do is I'll simply take in here. Okay, so wait a second. So I simply take in here, the very first is like, H2, and I'll say this HTML lists. Okay, H2 HTML lists, and here I'll take in that is starting with OL, and it inside which I need to take that is li, and here I'll say that is item number 1. I'll say that is item number 1, and I'll take the item number 2. I'll say that is item number 2, and I'll say that is li, and I'll say that is item number 3, and I'll say that is li, and it is like item number 4, like that. So I'll take it as like li, and it is like item number 5, like that. So the thing is, I'm just assigning my item number 1, item number 2, item number 3, item number 4. But however, let me see how my browser will understand this. Right click on this, get into open with a live server as we did the last time. What I can say is that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do you think that I have mentioned that? No. But this particular person is actually, this actually is listing the items, and at the same time this particular person is actually giving the name. Okay, so giving the name, that is how it is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I can say is that, okay, so when I use OL by default, it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the thing. So now here, okay, so now here, let's just understand that, okay, how is it actually happening in. All right, so come back to my whiteboard, and here. So now in here, so going forward, sir. Okay, the going forward here, what do we call it as like, okay, so it is like HTML ordered. Okay, so ordered lists. All right, ordered. Okay, I'm so sorry. It is like, okay, like this. Okay, so ordered lists, ordered list, and which we have, like, which we have, that is type attributes. All right, so type attributes. Okay, so here, please to understand here, the attributes is nothing but a variables. Okay, so variables. So what is this? Okay, so do we think, we actually, see these variables in programming language, but what they are doing in HTML? So okay, so why do we have these variables or something? Okay, so here is that it's, variables is also called as like attributes. Attributes. Actually, this attribute words, okay, so attributes word is actually derived from object-oriented programming system. So in object-oriented programming system, if we say there is attributes, then we generally saying it is like a variables. And going forward, there is something called behavior. Okay, so if I say the behavior, okay, so how it's going to behave? Okay, so behavior is nothing but methods. Methods. In general programming, we'll say methods. All right, we'll say the methods. So like that, we are having what? We are having type attributes, like means the type and which has its own variables. Okay, so what they are all, you can just see it here. So I'll say it is like type over here, and we have, there is something called description. There is something called description. So first thing first, what type it is? Okay, first thing first, what type it is? So it is something called, type is equal to as like 1. As like 1. So what is the type? Okay, so this type is, all right, so this will All right. So this will list the item, right? List the item with the numbers, with numbers. And this is by default. By default, we'll go with the numbers, and that's what we are seeing. So going forward, we have that is type, that is in terms of capital A. Okay, and this is, okay, so this will, all right, this will list the item with uppercase, with uppercase. Okay, it is uppercase letter. And we have, there is something called, that is type is equal to capital, okay, not a capital, it is a small a now. And list, this will list the item with lowercase, right? Lowercase letters. Simple as that. And we have a type is equals to. So if you have in here, that is, small I like this, I type of things. Okay, so this will list the item, with what? It's a lowercase, Roman letters. Lowercase Roman letters. Okay, so we have, that is type is equals to, so the capital I in here, and this is what? Okay, so this is what? This will list the item with, is the item with uppercase. Okay, uppercase Roman letters. Roman letters. So these are the 5 types of attributes that we can see in terms of ordered list. So attribute is nothing but the type that you are taking. These are the variables of your HTML order lists. Okay. So I just missed the yes here. Okay, so less. All right. So these are attributes is nothing but the variables that we can see in terms of HTML ordered list, and we'll see one after the next, and we try to understand that what it is going to do. All right. So I'll simply come back. Okay, I quickly come back here, and one more here. Before I do something like that, okay, let me ask you the one quick question. That is how many lists that I can create. Okay, or how many ordered lists that I can create. All right, so to be answer to that, okay, so I can create the multiple times. Okay, I can create the n number of times, okay, I cannot be assuring that. Okay, so there is no limit to create the order list. Okay, so if I come back to my browser, and I could see that is like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2, so everywhere it is 1 2 3 4 5, and actually this 1 2 3 4 5, am I assigning explicitly? No. So this is actually happening with this particular person. And as I mentioned, by default, it will go like a numbers. And now let us change it to the something different. So when you're about to change these informations, okay, so I'll change it as like, item number 1, I'll just take it as like, okay, so it is like, JavaScript. Right, so not a JavaScript. Okay, so we are dealing with HTML. So take it as like HTML. I'll start with the HTML. Of course, I'll go to the JavaScript, but then I'll give a chance to the HTML right now. So there is a JavaScript. And after the JavaScript, okay, so let me get into the Java, and let's just be the Python. Okay, so this is like what list it is? It is going to be the number list. We can say that is numeric lists. You can say numeric list, by default as it is. And now the HTML list, and here let us say it is like, alphabet. All right, alphabet, and this supposed to be uppercase. This supposed to be uppercase letters, right? So this uppercase letters, again, how is going to happen? So for this OL, we just need to take type, and that type is equal to, and you can see the IntelliSense is already trying to give you the information. So all the 5 IntelliSense. So 1 is already there by default, and as of now, we can use that is A over here. And this A, which actually assigns these values in terms of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and up to Z. So that's where it is alphabetically alignable. So now going forward, so provide some information as to. So I'll also have it is like, C, and I'll say that is C++. Okay, so I'll say that is, Ruby, and I'll say here as like, okay, so Kotlin, and here I'll say that is Scala. All right, so this is alphabet, and here I am going to do that is what? Alphabetic. All right, so alphabet, that is lower case letters. And now in here, in the type, I'll provide it as like small a. When you provide a small a, so the list is going to be in terms of, small letters of, lowercase of alphabet letters, and it is like A, B, C, D, E, and up to Z. Now, if you have up to the 26 values, obviously it will go to Z. But as of now, you have a 5, and it should come up to E. So that's right. That's the thing. So going forward, I'll say here it is like, okay, so say it is like artificial intelligence. All right. So artificial intelligence, and we can say that is machine learning. All right, and we can say it here that is robotics. All right, and we can say that is Internet of Things. So I'm just you know listing the values just like that, so that it should give the proper information. It should also sense that what listed is actually happening in that in particular, and everything should be in a different way out. That's the reason. So robotics, Internet of Things, and I'll say that is as like, okay, so the cloud computing. Right, just the things that it's currently in the market, right? So now in here, going forward, okay, so let's talk to the Roman numbers. Okay, so Roman lowercase numbers, all right? Roman lowercase numbers, all right? So this Roman number case letters, okay, so at this moment of a times, okay? Uh, let's provide something the other name over here, okay? So that's up to you, whatever the information that you want to just type in here. Okay, so let's provide like what says that, okay, say it is like Mumbai Indians, right? Whichever the favorite team. Okay, so I'll say, and that's like there is a Chennai Super Kings. And the sun rises. Hyderabad. Okay, say it is like Delhi Capitals. And say that is Kolkata Knight Riders. Okay, so like that. So whatever the number, whatever the name that you wanted to type in here, that's up to you. So I'll say here it is like, okay, so Roman, and I'll say that it says like Roman, that is uppercase, right? So Roman hyphen, that is uppercase letters or uppercase numbers, not a letter letters. Okay, so Roman are numbers, not the letters. All right. So any information that you wanted to place in here, okay. Okay, so I can pass the same information as well. All right, so this is how it is. Okay, so we have seen the numeric list. Okay, so upper letters, lower letters, Roman lower letters, and Roman upper letters. So all the 5 information that is supposed to provide. So I'll say it here as like iPhone. So in the iPhone, the P is capital, and iPhone say it is like Samsung, and say it is okay. Say it is Nokia. Okay, and say it is okay. Say it is what Motorola. Okay, and say it is Pixel, or say that is Google Pixel or Google Nexus, right? So thing, right click, get into open live server. I think we are already running it. Yeah, there you are. So you can say it. I know it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a numeric list. That's the default one. When it says alphabetic, the type taken as like capital A, so that's why it is like capital A. It's saying a lowercase, so that's why it is coming as like lowercase. And again, Roman. Okay, I'm so sorry. Roman is not been changed. Okay, so come back and let's just change it. Okay, so when it is come to Roman here, the lowercase, and what do I do is here? So we'll take the type equals to and just say I. Just say I, and you have intelligence. It is already recommending you that what you're supposed to be taken in here. So I'll say that is in type is equal to once again, and the type once again here, and I'll say that is capital I, and this is going to be happening this way. So just reload, and before the reload, you got a complete information here. Okay, you got a complete information here. So you can utilize any information that into your place, and when it is coming back to you, okay, so coming back to your lists. All right, so it is ordered. Ordered means one to the next. As simple as that. Okay, so these are the 5 different ways that we will use the ordered lists. All right, so going further, we have unordered lists, and unordered list is obviously, it should be deriving with the name itself. The name itself says, as the order list says, it is OL. Okay, so ordered list says OL, and when I'm talking about the unordered list, okay, so unordered list, obviously it is U, and the list is YL, and it will be closing with UL. So, and this will be considered within this, we have list inside this, and another list, and as I mentioned last time, it is going to be the bullet. All right, so the bullet. So if you have, practice of working in Microsoft Word, you must be knowing about that. What are the bullet points that you can certainly see and all those things. All right, so at this moment of time, as it is stated by that, okay, UL actually stands with, yes, UL actually stands with unordered list. It is unordered list. All right, and each item within this list is marked by li, that is nothing but a list item. So if I talk to this, that is, if I talk to the syntax here for this, as usual that we did for the syntax, I mean, sorry, that we did for the ordered list. It is like an unordered list, and within unordered list, it is list like this and list like this. All right, and it will be closing with unordered list. And this is like, okay, so this will be closing with this, and this is where we will be passing the values. That is nothing but item number 1, and this is item number 2, like that. Item number 2, and like that, we're going to be, closing the values like this. All right, so all right, so as same as that is okay. So there is no any further things or further differences that what we can see. There is only much major difference. It just only the tag. All right, so going forward, if I talk about the attributes, all right, attributes of unordered list. All right, so unordered list. Okay, so in the ordered list we had used as like type, but when it is come to the unordered list, we have direct style. All right, so style property, yes, the same style property. So here we will use the style type. All right, style type. So out of which we have 4 different type of styles. One, it is a disk. Second one is circle. Okay, third one is square, and the fourth one is none. So what happens here? Okay, so if I talk about this, okay, so these are all what? These are all the types. Okay, these are all the type. Okay, so these are all the type. These are all the attribute types. And if I talk about the description, for the same, right? Okay, so the disk is obviously it is. Okay, so this is okay, or let's say this will list the item. All right, this will list the item with disk symbol. All right, so have you seen the disk symbol? All right, or else you can say the disk is nothing but you can directly say it is a bullet. All right, so it is like bullet. All right, and this is a default thing. So when it is a circle, sir, okay, so this value, okay, so this value set the list. Okay, set the list marker to a circle, to mark a circle. Okay, marker to circle, and also, and this value, all right, so this value set the list marker to a square, and none is none. So there is none means nothing. All right, none means nothing. All right, so this say this value set the list marker, right, that marker to like it's not going to mark, it's going to unmark. All right, so by default it will mark with the bullet, and now it's going to unmark. All right, unmark the list. All right, this the value set to the list, or unmarks, or sorry, unmark the list, or we can write in this way. I'm so sorry. Okay, so like this value unmarks, not set anything else, like okay, so unmarks the list, right, unmarks the list of the items. That's how it is. Okay, square, like that. So these are the 4 different attributes that we see in terms of unordered list. Okay, so quickly go back and check that. Okay, quickly go back and check that. So what do I do is in the same thing. Okay, so what do I do is in the list set, I'll create one more folder, and that is nothing but unordered list. Unordered. All right, so unordered list and .html. Unordered list HTML. So exclamatory like this and hit an enter. So within this, I'll take an H2, and we are dealing with the HTML lists. So we are dealing with the HTML list, and out of the HTML list, we are dealing with the unordered list. So within that, I'll say that is li. And within this li, so whatever the values that I have taken in here, okay, so I'll just simply take the same values. All right, I'll simply take the same values, and I'll just unordered, and I'll just simply place it here. All right, I'll simply place it here. So since we are into unordered list, and we just need to right click and have to open it with the live server, and you can see it is ... But when it is but when it is coming to the other document, it is like ABCD, or it is like 1 2 3 4 5, and now it is dotted. Now it is dotted. All right, so that's how it is. So by default, it will be like, what say, yeah, by default it will be dot dot dot, and by default in ordered list it is 1 2 3 4 5. So now coming back to the VS Studio Code, and I'll say it here. So I'll simply copy this entire thing, paste and paste and paste, and then so now here, so for ordered list, we had used the type, and for unordered list, we do not have a type. Remember that. All right, so what do we have? We have a style. All right, so when we say the style, and you can say there is list hyphen style, and style has a type. And for this type, we will use as a circle. And IntelliSense is already, gives you information that what you're supposed to be doing it with that style. And I'll for this again, so I'll say I'll take the style, and I'll say there is list hyphen style. All right, and the type, and this is something that is square. All right, and this is none. I'll say that is style hyphen. Okay, so and this is list hyphen style type. Okay, so list hyphen style hyphen type, and it is none. So it's a very straightforward. It's a very straightforward. Save this and come back to the browser. And there you are. So when it is a circle, it is hollow circle, and when it is a square, it is a square box. All right. So when it is a none, whatever the by default this bullet has to come, that has to gone off. This is gone half. All right, so this is a straight HTML things that what we can see. All right, so you wanted to do some, do some styling for this, can directly get into the head tag, and we will do some styling here. All right, for the first thing, so I'll say there is H2. All right, so H2 is the tag that I have used it. So I'll take it as like, text aligned to the center. All right, and also, okay, and we'll say that is, okay, so color is something called as, anything in the dark. Okay, so to be precise here, guys, okay, so whenever we do the website creation, right, so the dark colors are not suitable. All right, so since we are beginning and since we are doing the basic things, so that's why I'm just trying to take the colors just like that. But when it is come to designing the exact website, so we have to be very assured the colorings into the website. And to be precise here, the light colors are very much considered for the good practice of the website development. All right, so the H2 has given a color, and for this I'll use the font family first. So I'll use the Times New Roman for this right now, and I'll use the font style also, or we can use the font size. All right, so font size is somewhere about the 40 pixel, and at the same time the font weight. All right, so font weight is nothing that how bold it is. I can see the bold, bolder, light, normal. Okay, so like, hope you understand what is bold, what is bolder. So like that, so like, how big the number it should be, that the border should be like that. And we can use it for, okay, so we can use the size and font display and all those things. We'll see when we, we'll see all these things when we are about to do the CSS properties and everything. Okay, so but as of now, for the HTML, these 4 are enough. I mean, these 3 are enough. Font family, font size, font weight is enough. So if I come back to my browser and just check that, you can see the HTML list has got something to change over here. And now, and you can come back, you can come back and provide the information for the below. All right, so I'll just come back here, where I'll come back to my Visual Studio Code, and this is what it is, like by default bullets, right? It is like bullet. All right, HTML list, that is unordered. Okay, unordered list. Okay, bullet style like that. I'll use this H2 for the below. All right, so this one is for this one, for it is circle, right? So not in here actually, I'm so sorry. So you can provide it here. The header should be at the header position. So I will say there is circle over here, and here I'll say it as like, okay, square over here. All right, and I'll say it here, it is none, and I'll say it is none. Save it, come back here, and there you are. So these informations are particular. So do not do it with this at the center, guys. Okay, so it's not needed. That's okay. That's okay. By default, it is left. Let it be left. Okay, so this is how it is. So the bullet lists are like this, circle lists are like this, square lists are like this, and like this. And you wanted to make change the color of these two. All right, and also the font size and the changes, the appearance for this particular. You can change that too. All right, so style tag is the same. For unordered also, let's just provide the style tag. So I'll come back to the ordered here, and within the ordered, I'll take the same thing. So what is that? So I'll simply come back here and I'll simply just take the style tag and copy this and come back to the order list in here. So I'll just stay inside this. All right. All right. And type like this. Did I use an H2? Yes, there is an H2. So come back to the browser. I can see the change is color. And now, so you can actually provide the values for this list. Okay. So for the list, sir. Okay. So for this li, I'll use the font size first. Okay. I'll use the font size, and the font size is somewhere around, let's say it is 30% or around 13 pixels. And at the same time, and I'll use the font family, and the font family is again it's Times New Roman. So it seems good. That's why I'm just using the Times New Roman. So I'll say this font size, let's just have the bigger than the header. Okay, it's supposed not to be bigger than just a little lower. All right, so save everything, and I come back here, and there you are. It's looking good now. It's looking perfectly good now. So you can change the color, that's up to you. Or you want to change the font family here, because both are seeming good. So that's the thing. So let's use this one. Let's say Tohoma. Save it. There you are. Tohoma is not looking that so good. No, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but size, sometimes it's looks good. Okay, let's use this Cambria. Cambria is also one of the good font. All right, or we can use just a sans serif. So automatically it's understand that what it's supposed to be. Okay, so you can use just a sans serif, or you can just use the other. Okay, so sans serif is the same thing. It's the same thing. That's a by default uh, letters letter stylings that it is set to be. But let's just use the Cambria this time. All right, Cambria, Georgia. Okay, so this is go. Okay, so sometimes it is not considered to be the good letters of web, but that's okay. For designing purpose, it is fine. For designing purpose, it is fine. And you wanted to do some coloring for this, and you can use any lightweight color. All right, so let's just use something like, okay, so cyan is one of the good ways of values. Okay, but with a white background, it is not working properly. With the white background, it is not working properly, or just provide something the gray color, or including with the cyan. So let's just use this one. Okay, and now you can see there is something called RGB, right? So it's a red, green, blue. Okay, red, green, blue. And at the same time, we now just not have RGB. We also have RGBA. Okay, RGBA. All right, so all these things, the coloring concepts will be taken care when I'm dealing with the CSS. You not to worry, stick together. I'll provide you complete information at this moment of time. But as of now, please understand how we are actually dealing with the style and what are the properties of CSS that we are actually utilizing within our HTML. And there you are, the color has been provided to that. And if I come back to this also, if I come back to this also, like unordered list, so you can do the same thing. There is not much. All right, so I'll use the same, that is H2 style and everything. I'll copy this and I'll come back to my unordered, and I'll simply place it here. All right, either this or that. So both are remain same. Okay, both are looks good now. Okay, both are looks good now. So either you wanted to do it in the same file, do it, or you wanted to create two files like this. You want to do it. That's up to it. So this is what we can see the ordered and unordered list in terms of HTML, guys. Okay, so going forward, the very important concept in an HTML, that is like HTML block and inline elements. So the next concept is the same thing, and that will be considered. I mean, that will be, and I'll be teaching you that things in the next session. All right. So as I'm mentioning here, okay, so it is HTML block and inline elements. And inline elements. All right. So I'm just leaving you information here. That is when we talk about the block, right? So the HTML has like it's a very good occupancy on the tag, and that is a div tag. All right. So the div is one of the best tag to be considered. All right, so this is where we will call it as like, block. So when I supposed to select the block, I just need to use a div tag in HTML, and I'll show you everything. But at the same time, you want to learn on yourself. We have a multiple resources around. All right, so you can just also do your homework. But until then, I'll be preparing on myself, and I'll be coming with the quality things or quality coding things with, proper explanations for you people for the class. However, would like to wind up at this moment of our time, and we will see the next topic, that is HTML block and inline elements, in the next session. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.